My precious child, something is shifting in the spiritual atmosphere around your house right now. This is not imagination. This is not coincidence. And it is definitely not something to laugh at. God is sending someone to visit you, and they are carrying a message that will unlock the blessing you have been waiting for. Don't laugh. This is real. You have been praying in silence. You have been asking, Lord, when will it change? When will the door open? When will I see the breakthrough? But heaven has heard every whisper. Not one tear was ignored. Not one late-night prayer was wasted. But here is what you did not expect. The answer is not coming through thunder. It is not coming through a loud miracle. It is coming through a person. Yes, a person. Someone is being stirred right now. Someone is feeling restless. Someone keeps thinking about you for no reason. They may not even understand why your name keeps coming into their mind. But the Spirit of God is nudging them. And I, Archangel Michael, stand as a witness to this movement in the unseen realm. This visit will not look dramatic at first. It may feel ordinary. It may even seem random. But inside their words will be the key you have been waiting for. Listen carefully. The blessing you have been praying for is locked behind obedience. And the message this person carries will give you an instruction. It will confirm something you have been sensing. It will remove confusion. It will bring clarity where there has been fog. And the enemy tried to delay this. Oh yes, there was resistance. There were distractions placed in your path. There were misunderstandings meant to isolate you. There were moments when you almost gave up believing that anything good was coming. But heaven overruled it. You need to understand something powerful. God often sends destiny through conversation. One sentence can shift a lifetime. One encounter can redirect your entire future. That is why this moment matters. For weeks, maybe months, you have felt like something is about to happen. You sensed change in the air. You felt restless in your spirit. You cleaned your space. You rearranged your thoughts. You started letting go of certain people. You thought you were just growing. No, you were preparing. Preparation always comes before visitation. And here is the shocking truth. This person may not even look important. They may not arrive with status or authority. They may not speak in spiritual language. But they are assigned. They are carrying a coded word designed specifically for you. Heaven does not waste messengers. I need you to be alert. Not anxious. Not paranoid. Just spiritually awake. When they speak, pay attention to what makes your spirit move. There will be one statement that feels like electricity. One phrase that settles into your heart like it was always meant to be there. That is the unlocking moment. And let me reveal something deeper. This blessing you have been waiting for. It is bigger than you think. It is not just about money. It is not just about love. It is not just about opportunity. It is about alignment. God is aligning you with your next season. Some of you watching have been stuck between doors. The old door closed. The new one has not opened yet. That waiting space had been uncomfortable. People misunderstood your silence. They thought you were lost. But you were in transition. And this visit is the bridge. The reason you must not laugh at this message is because doubt has been your biggest battle. Every time hope rises, skepticism tries to crush it. Every time you start believing, logic tells you to lower your expectations. But faith does not need logic. Faith needs trust. I, Archangel Michael, have stood in battles over your destiny. I have watched attacks that were meant to block your progress. And I declare to you now, what is coming cannot be blocked. The messenger is already on the way. You may receive a call, a knock at your door, a message, a sudden meeting. It will feel natural, almost casual, but the timing will be perfect. And here is the mystery: this person is also carrying their own breakthrough connected to you. Yes, this is divine exchange. When they deliver what God placed in their mouth, something unlocks for both of you. Heaven designed it this way. Obedience creates overflow. So do not dismiss small conversations. Do not ignore sudden invitations. Do not brush off unusual encounters in the coming days. This is real. And I need to say this clearly. You have waited long enough. The season of delay is closing. The season of revelation is opening. Your blessing has been in motion longer than you realize. Right now, somewhere, someone is preparing to step into your path. They may be rehearsing words in their mind. They may feel nervous. They may not understand why they feel pushed to reach out. But they will. And when they do, your response matters. Receive it with humility. Listen without interrupting. Let the words settle before reacting. There is wisdom hidden in simplicity. This is not coincidence. This is coordination. Heaven is coordinating your breakthrough. The enemy wanted you distracted today. That is why this message found you. You were meant to hear this before the encounter happens, so you recognize it when it arrives. Because if you recognize it, you will not miss it. And if you do not miss it, the door opens. Something is about to shift in your life in a way that will make you look back at this moment and say, that was the turning point. Do not laugh. Do not brush this off. Stand ready, because the knock is closer than you think. Beloved soul, the moment after revelation is always the moment of testing. When heaven announces that something is coming, the enemy immediately tries to create distraction. That is why, right now, you may suddenly feel doubt creeping in. You may hear a whisper in your mind saying, "This sounds too good. Nothing ever changes." But that whisper is not from God. It is fear trying to protect you from hope. Listen carefully. The blessing you have been waiting for has not been denied. It has been delayed for alignment. Timing in the spirit realm is precise. If it came earlier, you would not have recognized its value. If it came later, you would have missed the opportunity. But now, you are in position. I, Archangel Michael, have watched the shifting of assignments around your life. What once stood against you is now being moved aside. What once resisted you is losing authority. There was a spiritual battle over your focus, because if your attention drifts, you could miss the messenger. And that is why this message is sharpening your awareness. In the next few days, watch for unusual peace before the encounter. That peace is confirmation. Heaven always releases calm before destiny steps in. You may feel a strange sense of expectation, like something important is about to happen, but you cannot explain why. That is not anxiety. That is preparation. The person who is coming carries more than words. They carry confirmation. For some of you, it will confirm a move you have been afraid to make. For others, it will confirm that you are not crazy for believing bigger. And for someone listening closely, it will confirm that the relationship you almost gave up on still has divine purpose. Do not overthink who it might be. If you start guessing, you may miss the surprise. God loves to use unexpected vessels. The one you think it is may not be the one. The one you least expect could be the carrier of your next instruction. And here is something deeper. This message they bring will require action. It will not just make you feel good. It will stretch you. It will ask you to step out of comfort. That is why heaven prepared you through waiting. Waiting built endurance. Endurance built strength. Strength built readiness. When the words come, they will resonate in your spirit. You will feel a quiet certainty. Not loud excitement, but steady assurance. That is how divine truth feels. It does not scream. It settles. Some of you have been praying specifically for a sign. You asked God to send confirmation through someone else because you were tired of questioning your own thoughts. This is that answer. But remember, when confirmation comes, obedience must follow quickly. Delayed obedience can delay breakthrough. I need you to promise something to yourself. When the encounter happens, do not minimize it. Do not brush it off as coincidence. Write down what is said. Reflect on it. Pray over it. Treat it as sacred because it is. There is also another layer to this. The person coming may not stay long in your life. Their assignment might be short. They are not necessarily your forever connection. They are your now connection. Do not confuse the messenger with the mission. Sometimes God sends someone for a season, not a lifetime. You are stepping into a moment that can change your trajectory. And if this message is speaking directly to your spirit, do not keep it to yourself. Like this video so more souls can receive confirmation. Share it with someone who hath been waiting for a sign. Comment below what you have been praying for, because there is power in declaring expectation. Subscribe to this channel and stand with this movement of faith. When you engage, you are not just supporting content. You are amplifying a divine signal that reaches hearts across the world. Something powerful is building, and what comes next will connect the pieces you thought were unrelated. Hold on, because the next revelation ties everything together in a way you did not see coming. Chosen one, what you are about to understand will remove the last layer of confusion from your spirit. The reason this visitation is so significant is not just because of what will be spoken, but because of what it will unlock inside you. There has been a door within your own heart that you have kept slightly closed. Not because you lack faith, but because you were afraid to be disappointed again. You have hoped before. You have trusted before. You have believed words before. And when outcomes did not match expectations, something inside you quietly decided to protect itself. That protection became caution. That caution slowly became hesitation. And hesitation began to look like wisdom. But heaven sees deeper. This coming encounter is not only about opportunity. It is about restoration of trust. I, Archangel Michael, speak to you as one who has witnessed your silent battles. There were nights you smiled in front of others but questioned everything in private. There were moments you wondered if you misunderstood God's voice. You asked yourself if you imagined the promises. You even questioned whether you were worthy of the breakthrough you desired. But hear this clearly, your worth was never the issue. Timing was. The messenger who is approaching carries a divine spark meant to reignite your boldness. Their words will remind you of who you were before fear trimmed your expectations. They will speak something that aligns so perfectly with your hidden prayers that you will feel seen in a way you have not felt in a long time. This is why you must not dismiss it. The enemy tried to convince you that your season of big change had passed, that your chance had already slipped through your fingers, that you should settle into something smaller and safer. But heaven never told you to shrink. Heaven told you to wait. And now waiting is turning into movement. When this person speaks, it may not even be a long conversation. It might be one key sentence, one suggestion, one invitation. But inside that simplicity will be a spiritual code. It will unlock perspective. It will shift how you see your situation. And once your perspective shifts, your decisions will follow. You have been asking God to open doors. But what if the door was always unlocked and you simply needed the courage to push it open? What if this visitor is not bringing the blessing itself, but the clarity that allows you to step into it? Pay attention to how your body responds. You may feel calm instead of nervous. You may feel energized instead of drained. That is discernment. Divine connections carry life, not confusion. There is something else you must understand. This visitation is also a test of humility. Pride would cause you to dismiss advice because it comes from someone unexpected. Ego would make you think you already know what to do. But wisdom listens carefully, even when the voice is ordinary. Heaven often hides miracles inside simple packages. And as this unfolds, do not rush to announce it to everyone. Protect the seed. Seeds grow best in quiet soil before they break the surface. Let the instruction settle in your heart. Pray over it. Ask for confirmation in peace, not panic. I sense that some of you are about to receive guidance about a move, a partnership, or a creative idea you almost abandoned. You thought it was unrealistic. You thought it was too risky. But the message coming will confirm that it was placed in you for a reason. The waiting season trained you. The doubt season strengthened you. The silent season matured you. Now the speaking season begins. And I declare something bold over your life. This will be the turning point you remember years from now. You will say, everything shifted after that conversation. You will see how small obedience led to large reward. Do not laugh at this. Do not brush it aside. This is real. Heaven does not waste divine appointments. If this message is aligning with your spirit, seal it with faith. Type I receive the message in the comments if you know something is shifting. Blessing code 314 is now activated over your life. This number carries the reminder that divine order is being restored and that what felt scattered is coming into alignment. And now, as this revelation settles into your heart, understand something sacred. When you respond to this word with action, you are not just changing your life. You are helping light reach others who are still waiting in darkness. The harvest God is preparing through you is larger than your own breakthrough. The Lord says, as you sow into my work, I will cause rivers to flow in dry places. This is not a distant promise. This is a living declaration. When you give, you are planting seed into fertile soil where souls awaken and hope is restored. I hear the Spirit whisper, the hand that releases will never be empty. This is your moment of alignment. If this message has stirred your heart, act in faith. Support this mission through super thanks or become a member and stand as a pillar in this house of encouragement. There is also a PayPal link in the description for those who feel led to sow directly. Do not see it as a donation. See it as a prophetic seed. I declare that every seed sown will return multiplied with favor, protection, and open doors. As you move, heaven moves. As you give, heaven gives back. Step into obedience and release your seed now. Faithful one, now that the seed of expectation hath been planted in your spirit, the next phase is discernment. Not every voice is divine, but when God sends someone with an assignment, there is a signature attached to it. You must learn to recognize that signature. The signature of heaven carries peace, even when the instruction feels bold. It carries clarity, even if the path ahead is unfamiliar. It does not pressure you with fear. It does not rush you with anxiety. It settles over you like calm authority. In the days ahead, conversations will increase. Opportunities to engage will multiply. But only one will carry weight in your spirit. Only one will feel different. And the difference is what you must pay attention to. I, Archangel Michael, stand guard over divine assignments. What is meant for you will not be stolen. What is sent to unlock your blessing cannot be intercepted. There have been attempts to confuse you before. There were times when you acted on words that were not from God, and it led to disappointment. That history is why you are cautious now. But caution is not the same as fear. The reason heaven allowed you to experience past missteps was to sharpen your discernment. You now recognize red flags faster. You sense insincerity quicker. You no longer ignore the quiet warning in your spirit. That growth was necessary for this moment, because when the true messenger arrives, you will know. There will be alignment between what they say and what you have been praying. It will echo something you have kept hidden in your heart. They might not know your full story. They might not know your internal struggles. Yet somehow their words will fit perfectly into the gaps of your uncertainty. That is divine orchestration. And here is something important. The blessing that unlocks may not appear instantly. The conversation is the key, but you still must turn it. Action activates promise. Obedience releases acceleration. You cannot sit still after confirmation. You cannot delay once clarity is given. Movement must follow revelation. Some of you will be asked to step into something that feels larger than your current capacity. You will think, am I really ready? But readiness is often discovered in the doing. God rarely calls the fully prepared. He prepares the called. This is why the messenger is essential. They are not coming to do it for you. They are coming to remind you who you are. You have underestimated yourself. You have compared your journey to others. You have questioned whether your gifts were significant enough. But heaven does not assign messengers to ordinary potential. Heaven assigns them to purpose. The shift you are entering will stretch your identity. You will no longer be able to see yourself as small. The instruction that comes may challenge how you define success, security, or comfort. It may require you to release something familiar in order to receive something greater. That is the exchange. And do not be surprised if resistance shows up immediately after the conversation. Sometimes doubt tries one last time to reclaim territory. You might hear opposing opinions from people who mean well but lack spiritual insight. You might face small obstacles that test your resolve. Do not interpret resistance as cancellation. Of resistance confirms significance. I declare over you that clarity will outweigh confusion. Courage will outweigh fear. Conviction will outweigh hesitation. The person who comes will not stay by coincidence. Their steps are ordered. Their timing is precise. Even if the meeting seems accidental, it will not be random. Heaven does not operate randomly. And there is something beautiful unfolding behind the scenes. While you have been waiting for breakthrough, God has been preparing infrastructure. Connections are aligning. Resources are shifting. Doors you cannot see are being unlocked quietly. The messenger is simply the visible sign of invisible work already completed. Trust this process. You may feel a rising excitement now. That is healthy, but balance it with wisdom. Pray before you respond. Reflect before you announce. Move forward with steady confidence, not impulsive emotion. Your life is entering a chapter where small obedience creates large ripple effects. The conversation that unlocks your blessing may also position you to bless others in ways you never imagined. And that is how divine cycles work. Verse you receive, and you become a vessel. I, Archangel Michael, remind you that protection surrounds this transition. You are not walking into uncertainty alone. You are being guided. You are being guarded. You are being positioned. Let your heart remain open. Let your spirit remain alert. Let your faith remain steady. Because what began as a whisper is about to become movement. And movement is the evidence that heaven has decided it is your time. Brave heart, there is a reason your spirit has felt both anticipation and tension at the same time. Whenever destiny approaches, it shakes loose everything that no longer belongs in your next season. That inner discomfort you have been feeling is not confusion. It is separation. Old mindsets are breaking. Old attachments are weakening. Old fears are losing authority. Before the messenger arrives fully into your awareness, something inside you must be cleansed of hesitation, because the message they carry will require you to move differently than before. You have spent too long shrinking your expectations to match your past experiences. You told yourself not to dream too loudly. You trained your heart not to expect too much. You convinced yourself that stability was better than possibility. But stability without growth becomes stagnation. I, Archangel Michael, speak over this transition with clarity. The visit that is coming will not just unlock an external blessing. It will awaken internal permission. Permission to believe again. Permission to step forward again. Permission to expand. Expansion always feels uncomfortable at first. You may notice that certain conversations around you are becoming repetitive. The same complaints, the same limitations, the same small thinking. And suddenly, you no longer feel aligned with it. That is because your spirit is being elevated. When elevation begins, old environments feel tight. The messenger carries confirmation, but confirmation only matters if you are willing to outgrow what confines you. Some of you are about to receive an idea that feels too simple to be powerful. Do not underestimate simplicity. The most life-changing directions often come in uncomplicated sentences. Apply. Call. Star. Yo. One word can trigger a lifetime of change. And here is something many will not tell you. The blessing you have been waiting for is connected to responsibility. You prayed for increase, but increase demands discipline. You prayed for favor, but favor demands maturity. You prayed for visibility, but visibility demands character. The visit that is coming will highlight where you are ready and where you must adjust. Do not see correction as rejection. Correction is refinement. I sense strongly that some of you will feel exposed, not in a negative way, but in a revealing way. The conversation may gently point out something you have been avoiding. It may challenge your comfort zone. It may ask you to confront a habit or a fear you kept hidden. Receive it with humility. Humility accelerates blessing. Pride delays it. Remember, the messenger is not superior to you. They are assigned to you. There is no hierarchy in divine purpose, only alignment. When they speak, listen for wisdom, not ego. And when you respond, do so with confidence, not insecurity. This is also the moment to guard your mouth. After the encounter, do not rush to share every detail with those who doubt easily. Protect the instruction until it grows roots. Not everyone deserves access to fresh revelation. There will be a window of opportunity that follows the conversation. It may not stay open forever. That is why timing is essential. You must recognize when action is required. Delayed steps can create unnecessary obstacles. But do not let urgency turn into panic. Divine urgency feels focused, not chaotic. You have been in preparation longer than you realize. The delays shaped your patience. The silence strengthened your intuition. The setbacks taught you resilience. Now those lessons will support your advancement. I declare that you will not sabotage this moment with overthinking. You will not shrink back because of past disappointments. You will not dismiss the messenger because they appear ordinary. God uses ordinary vessels for extraordinary shifts. The person coming may not even understand the full impact of what they are carrying. They may speak casually, unaware that their words are unlocking destiny. That is how heaven often works. The greatest shifts are wrapped in normal conversations. Be ready. Your atmosphere is changing. You may feel lighter in the coming days. You may sense clarity where there was once fog. That clarity is a sign that alignment is near. And when the encounter happens, something inside you will click. You will realize that everything you went through was positioning you for this exact exchange. The waiting was not punishment. It was preparation. The delay was not denial. It was development. And now, you stand at the edge of movement. I, Archangel Michael, affirm that protection surrounds this transition. No force can cancel what heaven has approved. No opinion can override what God has spoken. Keep your heart steady. Keep your mind clear. Keep your spirit receptive. Because the moment you have been praying for is closer than you think, and when it unfolds, you will understand why nothing else worked before. This is the shift. Steady soul. Now we enter the phase where anticipation meets responsibility. You have heard that someone is being sent. You have sensed that a message is coming. But preparation is not passive. Preparation is intentional alignment of your thoughts, your words, and your expectations. Right now, heaven is watching how you handle small decisions. Because small decisions reveal readiness for larger doors. I, Archangel Michael, stand in awareness of the unseen adjustments happening around you. Certain delays are lifting. Certain blockages are dissolving. But there is one thing that must remain steady, your focus. The enemy's last attempt before breakthrough is distraction. Not destruction. Distraction. You may subtly feel tempted to overcommit. You may feel pulled into unnecessary drama. You may be invited into conversations that drain your energy. This is not random. It is a test of attention. Guard your attention. The messenger who is coming carries a frequency of clarity. If your mind is scattered, you may miss the depth of what they say. If your emotions are chaotic, you may misinterpret instruction as pressure. Calm your inner world so you can hear precisely. In the coming days, create moments of quiet. Even 5 minutes of intentional stillness will sharpen your discernment. Turn down the noise. Limit the voices. Reduce the rush. Heaven speaks clearly in peaceful environments. Some of you have been feeling an unusual urge to clean, organize, or reset your space. That is not coincidence. External order often reflects internal readiness. When your environment shifts, your spirit feels permission to shift as well. This is alignment in motion. The person approaching your life may appear when you least expect it. It could be during an ordinary errand. It can be through a mutual connection. It could even be someone from your past reappearing with new perspective. Do not assume the form. Stay open to the function. And when they speak, listen beyond the surface. Sometimes divine messages are layered. The first meaning may sound practical. The deeper meaning may be spiritual. Sit with the words after they are spoken. Replay them in your mind. Ask yourself why they stirred something within you. You are not being asked to act impulsively. You are being asked to act wisely and promptly once clarity settles. There is also something important about timing. When the opportunity connected to this message presents itself, you will feel a window open. That window may not remain indefinitely. That is why courage must partner with faith. Courage is not loud. is steady. You have delayed yourself before because you waited for perfect confidence. But confidence often follows action, not the other way around. The messenger is coming to ignite movement, not to hand you comfort. If this word is resonating deeply with you, engage with it. Like this message so it reaches others who need confirmation. Share it with someone who has been waiting for a breakthrough sign. Write in the comments what area of your life you are believing to unlock. Subscribe to this channel and stand in agreement with this spiritual community. When you participate, you amplify the atmosphere of faith, and faith multiplies when it is shared. And listen closely to this next insight, because it is crucial. After the encounter, you may feel an immediate urge to doubt it. That is the mind trying to regain control. You will think, was that really significant? Am I overthinking? Maybe it was nothing. This is where maturity speaks louder than fear. Do not downplay divine alignment. I, Archangel Michael, declare that you will recognize authenticity when it stands before you. You will not confuse manipulation with instruction. You will not mistake coincidence for orchestration. Your discernment has grown too strong for that. Also understand this. The blessing unlocked may not look like the version you imagined. It may be packaged differently. It may require a route you did not anticipate. But its outcome will answer your prayers more accurately than your original plan. Trust the outcome more than the process. And here is something that may surprise you. The messenger is also nervous. They may not fully understand why they feel compelled to reach out. They may question their own timing. But obedience is pushing them forward. That is how you know it is divine. When both parties feel movement at the same time, you are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are positioned. Something powerful is about to intersect your path, and what follows will require your yes. Hold your focus. Guard your peace. Stay expectant. Because what unfolds next will confirm that heaven has been coordinating details long before you saw evidence. And when the confirmation lands, you will realize that every delay, every lesson, every quiet season was preparing you for this precise alignment. Keep your heart ready. The shift is closer than ever. Awakened one. The atmosphere around your life is no longer the same. What once felt heavy is beginning to feel lighter. What once felt uncertain is beginning to take shape. This is the silent evidence that movement has already begun in the unseen realm. You may not have seen the messenger yet. You may not have heard the unlocking words. But internally, something is rearranging. That rearrangement is proof that heaven is aligning timing with readiness. I, Archangel Michael, speak into this moment with authority and calm assurance. There has been a recalibration in your spirit. The things that used to trigger fear no longer carry the same power. The voices that once intimidated you no longer control your decisions. That shift did not happen by accident. It happened because you were being prepared for a higher level of responsibility. The blessing you have been waiting for is not random favor. It is entrusted increase. And increase requires inner stability. Some of you are noticing that certain relationships are becoming distant. Conversations feel different. Energy feels misaligned. Do not panic. Elevation naturally changes compatibility. When your vision grows, not everyone can see at the same height. That is not rejection. It is redirection. The messenger who is coming will resonate with your growth, not your past. They will speak to who you are becoming, not who you used to be. That is why you have been feeling slightly disconnected from old patterns. Your spirit has been stretching toward something new. There is also a refining taking place in your thoughts. You are beginning to question limitations you once accepted as permanent. You are challenging narratives that kept you small. You are imagining possibilities that once felt unrealistic. That expansion of imagination is not fantasy. It is preparation. When the message arrives, it will meet a mind that is ready to believe bigger. But here is the deeper layer. This visitation is not just about unlocking blessing. It is about repositioning identity. You have been asking for change in circumstances, but God has been changing your perception of yourself. You will no longer see yourself as someone waiting for permission. You will see yourself as someone authorized to move. I sense strongly that for many of you, this next step will involve stepping into visibility in some form. It could be sharing your ideas more boldly. It could be pursuing a role you once thought was beyond you. It could be allowing your gifts to be seen without shrinking. Visibility requires courage because it invites both opportunity and opinion. But your focus must remain on assignment, not applause. The messenger may highlight a strength you have overlooked. They may point out a pattern of excellence you thought was normal. They may see potential that you underestimated. When they speak it, do not deflect it. Receive it. You have been conditioned to downplay your abilities to avoid attention. But humility is not denial. True humility acknowledges gifts and uses them wisely. As this alignment unfolds, there may be a moment of decision. It will not feel dramatic. It will feel subtle but significant. A choice to say yes or no. A choice to step forward or remain where you are. That moment will define the pace of your next season. I declare that you will not choose comfort over calling. The fear of failure has lingered quietly in your background thoughts. It whispers that trying again could lead to disappointment again. But failure is not your story. Growth is. Every past misstep refined your discernment. Every delay sharpened your patience. Every setback strengthened your resilience. You are not the same person who struggled before. And because you are different, your outcome will be different. The messenger's arrival will feel like confirmation of what you already sense deep down. It will not introduce a completely foreign idea. It will amplify something familiar but suppressed. That is how divine alignment works. It awakens what was planted long ago. There is a sense of acceleration building. You may notice opportunities appearing in clusters. Conversations connecting unexpectedly. Information surfacing at the right moment. These are signs of synchronization. Do not rush, but do not hesitate. Your life is entering a chapter where clarity replaces confusion, where direction replaces doubt, where courage replaces caution. I, Archangel Michael, stand as witness that protection surrounds this transition. No unseen force can block what has been approved. No negative opinion can cancel what has been spoken. Stay attentive. Stay grounded. Stay open. Because when the encounter happens, you will feel a quiet certainty that says, "This is it." And in that certainty, you will step forward not as someone hoping for blessing, but as someone ready to steward it. The shift is no longer approaching. It is unfolded. Anointed listener, you are standing at the edge of manifestation. Everything that has been spoken over you until now has been preparation, but this is where spiritual promise begins to translate into visible reality. The unseen is pressing into the seen. You may have noticed subtle confirmations already. Repeated themes. Similar advice from different directions. A scripture, a quote, a dream, or even a passing comment that echoes the same instruction. That repetition is not coincidence. It is emphasis. Heaven repeats what it wants you to take seriously. I, Archangel Michael, declare that the messenger is closer than ever. The stirring you feel is not random emotion. It is proximity. When destiny approaches, your spirit senses it before your eyes confirm it. There is something sacred about this stage. It is a quiet before fulfillment. Not silence, but holy anticipation. A kind that makes you alert without making you anxious. You are not waiting in confusion anymore. You are waiting in expectation. But let me reveal something important. The blessing you have been praying for carries responsibility that will stretch your capacity. That is why the instruction will be clear. Clarity prevents collapse. God does not expand you without strengthening you first. The messenger's words may initially feel small. They may sound like a simple suggestion. Yet within that simplicity is strategy. Within that strategy is acceleration. And within that acceleration is access. Access to rooms you have never entered. Access to opportunities you once thought were beyond you. Access to a version of yourself you have not fully embraced. Do not underestimate divine access. Some of you have felt invisible for a long time. You worked quietly. You prayed privately. You endured silently. And you wondered if heaven even noticed your consistency. But consistency never goes unrewarded. It builds credibility in the spirit realm. This visitation is a sign that your faithfulness has been seen. There is also an emotional healing attached to this moment. When the message comes, it will restore confidence that was slowly drained by disappointment. It will remind you that you were never forgotten. That delay was not abandonment. And here is something deeper still. The person who comes may speak from their own experience of breakthrough. Their testimony may ignite belief inside you. Testimony carries power because it proves possibility. When you hear possibility from someone who walked through doubt and came out stronger, it shifts your internal narrative. It tells your mind, if it happened for them, it can happen for me. This is divine encouragement in human form. You may also feel a sudden urge to act quickly after the encounter. That urge is not impulsive excitement. It is momentum. Momentum must be honored while it is fresh. When faith is high, action becomes easier. Trust that timing. And now, I speak prophetically over you. The season of questioning is closing. The season of stepping is beginning. You will not need endless signs. You will not require repeated confirmation. One clear message will be enough. You are stronger than you think, wiser than you realize, more prepared than you admit. If this word has been confirming what your spirit already sensed, seal it now. Type "I step forward" in the comments if you are ready for alignment. Blessing code 808 is now activated over your journey. This number signifies new beginnings built on divine order and restored balance. And as this revelation settles into your heart, understand the greater mission unfolding through you. This message is not only about your breakthrough. It is about the many who will be inspired when they witness your obedience. When you respond to heaven's instruction, you become living proof that faith works. The Lord declares, "Those who sow in faith will reap in joy." This is not ancient history. This is a living promise spoken over you now. When you support the spread of messages like this, you are sowing light into hearts that are still waiting for confirmation. You are opening wells in dry places. You are becoming part of a harvest you may never fully see. I hear the Spirit say, "The generous soul will be made rich, and the one who refreshes others will be refreshed." If this word has ignited faith in you, act on that stirring. Release your seed through super thanks or step into membership and stand as a pillar in this mission. There is also a PayPal link waiting in the description for those led to give directly. Do not treat this as a casual gesture. Treat it as prophetic participation. As you sow, heaven responds. As you give, doors open. As you align, increase flows. Step into obedience now and release what God places on your heart. Focused one, you are now entering the most delicate stage of this unfolding promise. The anticipation has matured. The confirmations have increased. The internal shift has taken place. Now comes the moment where faith must become action without hesitation. There is a sacred tension in the air around you. It is not fear. It is readiness. It is the awareness that something significant is no longer distant. It is near. I, Archangel Michael, speak into this atmosphere with clarity. The messenger you have been prepared for is not simply arriving to inspire you. They are arriving to activate you. Activation changes posture and moves you from waiting to building, from asking to executing. And here is the truth you must accept. When activation begins, excuses must end. For too long, you have had reasonable explanations for delay. Timing was not right. Resources were not enough. Confidence was not stable. But when divine instruction is delivered clearly, those explanations lose power. You will know that the moment has come to move differently. The encounter may feel surprisingly calm. You might expect fireworks, but instead it will feel steady. That steadiness is intentional. Heaven wants your decision to be rooted in clarity, not emotion. Pay attention to the after effect of the conversation. Does it bring peace? Does it produce focus? Does it clarify next steps? If the answer is yes, then you are witnessing divine alignment. You have grown in discernment through every past disappointment. There was a time when you would have jumped at any opportunity that looked promising. There was a time when urgency alone convinced you something was from God. But now you evaluate with wisdom. You pause. You reflect. You pray. That maturity is why this moment will not overwhelm you. The blessing unlocking is not only external. It is internal authority. Authority over your choices. Authority over your time. Authority over your direction. You will no longer look around for permission to pursue what has been placed in your spirit. This next step may require letting go of something that once felt secure. Security can be comforting, but it can also become a cage. The messenger's words may expose where you have settled for predictability instead of purpose. Do not resist that exposure. Sometimes breakthrough begins with release. Release of habits. Release of outdated roles. Release of relationships that no longer align with your calling. This does not mean rejection or bitterness. It means transition. Transition is rarely loud. It is often subtle. You will notice yourself saying no to things you once tolerated. You will feel less available for distractions. You will become more protective of your energy. That is growth. There is also a financial or practical dimension connected to this unlocking. For some of you, the message will point toward an opportunity that increases provision. For others, it will redirect how you manage what you already have. Either way, wisdom will accompany it. Do not assume that bigger always means better. Sometimes the blessing is strategic positioning, not immediate expansion. Trust the design even if it unfolds step by step. I sense that some of you are afraid of being seen trying and failing. That fear has quietly held you back. But let me speak this clearly. Your past failures were not public definitions. They were private lessons. The season you are stepping into carries greater grace. Grace does not remove effort. It strengthens it. After the messenger speaks, you may feel an urgency to pray differently. Your prayers will shift from God. Please open a door to God. Guide my steps through the door you have shown me. That shift in language reveals shift in mindset. And when mindset changes, outcomes follow. There will be signs confirming your decision once you move. Resources aligning. Conversations supporting your choice. Unexpected encouragement arriving at the right time. These are not coincidences. They are reinforcements. But you must initiate movement. I, Archangel Michael, affirm that protection accompanies obedience. You are not stepping blindly. You are stepping with covering. You are not walking alone. You are walking with support you cannot fully see. Let this truth settle deeply. The blessing you have been waiting for was never far away. It was waiting for your readiness. The messenger is simply the final confirmation that readiness has arrived. Do not delay when clarity comes. The next chapter of your life will be written by your response to this moment. Not by what others think. Not by past disappointments. Not by fear of uncertainty. But by courage aligned with faith. You have prayed long enough. You have waited long enough. You have prepared long enough. Now, when the words are spoken and the instruction is clear, step forward without shrinking. Because this is not just a visit. It is a turning point. Determined one. This is the hour where everything begins to crystallize. What once felt mysterious is about to become unmistakable. You have been guided through awareness, discernment, refinement, and readiness. Now the atmosphere is charged with decision. The messenger's arrival, whether it has just happened or is moments away, marks a line in your story. There will be a before and an after. Before clarity. After clarity. Before hesitation. After commitment. I, Archangel Michael, speak into this decisive space with strength. The reason this encounter carries such weight is because it aligns with prayers you whispered when no one was listening. It connects to tears you wiped away in private. It answers questions you asked in frustration. And when heaven answers, it does so with precision. You may notice that the message delivered feels almost tailored to you. Specific enough to feel personal. It's simple enough to act upon. That is intentional. God does not confuse his children when he is unlocking a door. He clarifies. But here is where maturity must lead. Once clarity arrives, delay becomes disobedience. Not dramatic rebellion, but subtle postponement. You may feel tempted to wait for another sign, to analyze it from every angle, to consult 10 different opinions. Yet deep inside, you will already know. Trust what settles in your spirit. There is a difference between wise counsel and fear-based stalling. Wisdom seeks confirmation. Fear seeks escape. Discern the difference. The blessing attached to this moment will not chase you. It will respond to you. It is activated by your participation. When you take the first step, the second step appears. When you move in obedience, provision meets you. For some of you, the instruction will involve stepping into a new opportunity that stretches your confidence. For others, it will involve repairing or restoring something you almost abandoned. And for a few listening closely, it will require closing a door permanently so a greater one can open fully. Closure is not loss. It is preparation for expansion. I sense that momentum is increasing rapidly now. Conversations are aligning. Thoughts are sharpening. Energy is shifting. What once felt stagnant is beginning to flow. This flow is evidence that resistance has weakened. If this message has walked with you from the beginning and is strengthening your faith, engage with it boldly. Like this video so others can encounter the same confirmation. Share it with someone who is on the edge of a decision. Comment below what step you are preparing to take, because declaring intention strengthens commitment. Subscribe to this channel and become part of this faith-driven movement. When you participate, you are not just consuming content. You are aligning with a current of encouragement that reaches beyond you. And lean in carefully now, because this insight is critical. After you step forward, do not expect everything to become effortless instantly. Growth still requires discipline. Favor still requires stewardship. But what will change is the sense of isolation. You will feel supported in ways you did not before. You will sense guidance more clearly. You will notice doors opening that once felt sealed. This is the reward of alignment. I, Archangel Michael, affirm that unseen protection surrounds your yes. The path may not be perfectly smooth, but it will be purposeful. Obstacles will refine you, not stop you. Delays will redirect you, not defeat you. There will come a moment soon when you look back at this season and realize that the greatest shift was not external. It was internal. You began to see yourself differently. You began to expect differently. You began to move differently. And that difference changed everything. The messenger's words were the spark, but your obedience will be the flame. Do not shrink now. Do not second guess now. Do not let temporary discomfort overshadow long-term promise. The blessing you have been waiting for is no longer abstract. It is actionable. The door is not locked. It is waiting for your hand. Step toward it with courage. Step toward it with clarity. Step toward it with conviction. Because what follows your yes will confirm that this entire journey was orchestrated with divine precision, and your story is about to enter a chapter marked by bold movement instead of silent longing. Resolved one. This is where transformation becomes visible. You have moved from waiting to awareness, from awareness to readiness, from readiness to decision. Now you are stepping into embodiment. The message that was carried to you is no longer just words in your mind. It is becoming action in your life. There is a quiet confidence rising within you. Not arrogance, not pressure, but a steady knowing that you are no longer standing at the edge. You are crossing over. I, Archangel Michael, declare that this crossing is significant. There are moments in a lifetime that mark internal graduation. This is one of them. You are not responding the way you used to. You are not hesitating the way you once did. You are not asking for endless reassurance. You are moving. The beauty of this stage is that it feels calm. You expected anxiety. You expected dramatic emotion. Instead, there is focus. That focus is the fruit of preparation. When clarity meets readiness, peace follows. You may already see subtle results unfolding. A conversation that opens into opportunity. An idea that gains traction. A relationship that strengthens through honest dialogue. These are early signs of unlocked blessing. They may appear small at first, but small beginnings often carry powerful trajectories. Do not despise steady progress. The messenger's assignment was to unlock. Your assignment is to build. Building requires consistency. It requires discipline in moments when excitement fades. It requires trust when results are still forming. There may still be whispers of doubt trying to resurface. Thoughts like, what if this then not work? Or what if I misheard? But notice how those whispers feel weaker now. They no longer dominate your thinking. That is growth. You have stepped into alignment, and alignment carries authority. Some of you will begin to notice that others respond to you differently. There will be increased respect, increased attention, increased curiosity about your direction. This is not ego fuel. It is evidence that you are operating in clarity. Clarity attracts collaboration. Be mindful of who you allow close in this new chapter. Not everyone who appears supportive understands your assignment. Discernment must continue. Guard what is still developing. Share wisely. Or that momentum. I sense that there is also healing attached to this movement. Old regrets are losing their grip. You are forgiving yourself for past hesitation. You are releasing shame connected to previous failures. That emotional freedom creates space for creativity and courage. When shame dissolves, potential expands. You may also feel gratitude rising unexpectedly. Gratitude for the waiting season. Gratitude for lessons learned. Gratitude even for closed doors. That gratitude is a sign of maturity. It means you no longer resent the process. You understand its purpose. And here is something powerful. The blessing that has unlocked will not stop with you. As you walk in obedience, others will observe your courage. They will ask questions. They will seek advice. Your experience will become encouragement. This is how influence begins. I, Archangel Michael, affirm that divine protection remains active around your decisions. Even when challenges arise, they will not overwhelm you. You will navigate them with wisdom. You will adapt without losing direction. There is a stability forming in your spirit that cannot be shaken easily. That stability is the foundation for long-term increase. You are no longer chasing blessing. You are stewarding it. The coming days will require continued attentiveness. Keep listening. Keep praying. Keep acting with integrity. Do not assume that because the door has opened, vigilance is no longer necessary. Growth demands ongoing alignment. Yet do not let responsibility become heaviness. This chapter is not meant to burden you. It is meant to expand you. You have moved from longing to living the answer. Pause for a moment and recognize how far you have come. The version of you who first heard that someone was being sent could not fully imagine this clarity. But now you stand inside it. And this is not the end of movement. It is the beginning of momentum. Stay steady. Stay humble. Stay bold. Because what is unfolding now is the manifestation of what you once only prayed about. And the final confirmation of this journey is about to seal everything you have stepped into with undeniable assurance. Victorious one, this is the sealing of the promise. What began as a whisper has now become evidence. What started as anticipation has matured into manifestation. You are no longer waiting for someone to visit with a message. The message had been delivered, received it, and activated within you. Look at the transformation. You are thinking differently, deciding differently, moving differently. The hesitation that once slowed you has been replaced by steady conviction. The doubt that once echoed loudly has become a faint memory. This is not coincidence. This is fulfillment. I, Archangel Michael, declare that what has been unlocked in you cannot be reversed. The clarity you received will not disappear. The alignment you stepped into will not dissolve. When heaven releases understanding at this level, it becomes part of your spiritual foundation. The person who was sent to you played their role. Whether they stay in your life or not is secondary. Their assignment was to carry a key. Once the key was delivered, the door became your responsibility. And you opened it. Some of you are already witnessing tangible change. Opportunities are expanding. Conversations are deepening. Your action feels firm instead of foggy. Others may still be in the early stages of visible progress, but internally you know something irreversible has shifted. That knowing is sacred. There will still be challenges ahead, but they will not intimidate you the way they once did. What? Because you now understand that heaven coordinates details long before you see results. You have lived it. You have experienced divine timing firsthand. The waiting season taught you patience. The encounter taught you obedience. The action taught you courage. Now the outcome is teaching you trust. And here is the greatest revelation of all. The blessing you were waiting for was not just external change. It was internal awakening. The visit unlocked confidence. The message unlocked authority. The alignment unlocked identity. You are no longer asking, "Will it happen?" You are saying, "It has begun." This is the difference between hope and manifestation. I sense strongly that many of you will look back months from now and trace everything to this turning point. You will see how one conversation redirected your steps, how one instruction reshaped your strategy, how one moment of obedience accelerated years of stagnation. Do not forget this lesson. When God sends confirmation, respond quickly. When clarity arrives, move boldly. When alignment feels right, trust it fully. I, Archangel Michael, affirm that protection continues over what has been established. What you have built in obedience will not crumble under pressure. What you have received in faith will not be stolen by fear. Stand firm in this new chapter. Speak with confidence. Act with integrity. Lead with humility. And now, seal this journey with declaration. Type IT has been unlocked in the comments if you have received this word fully. Blessing code 1221 is now activated over your life. This number marks divine completion and new cycles beginning with strength. As this message concludes, understand that what unfolded here is not just content. It is commission. God is raising voices, releasing confirmation, and sending light through platforms like this to reach hearts that feel unseen. The Lord declares, "Those who bring light to others will shine brighter themselves." This is a living word spoken over you. When you choose to support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding a channel. You are fueling a harvest. You are pouring oil into lamps that refuse to go out. You are sowing seed into soil where weary souls find courage again. I hear the Spirit say, "As you release, I will replenish. As you sow, I will multiply." This is your moment to act, not casually, but prophetically. Let your giving be a declaration that you believe in spreading hope without limitation. Every seed sown carries your name before heaven. Every act of support echoes in places you may never physically see. Step into obedience. Release what God places on your heart. Strengthen this work and watch how strength returns to you. The message was real. The visitation was real. The unlocking is real. Now walk in it.